Hey BookTube, it's Jackie. Welcome back. If you're new to me and this is the first time you're seeing my face, what's up? My name is Jackie. I sit on my floor and I talk about books. So I hope that's why you're here, because that's what's going to be happening. If you're not new to me, thank you for always tuning in and the continued support. I really do appreciate it. Today for you, I have my very first weekly wrap-up video. I normally do monthly wrap-ups, but I've seen some of the booktubers that I really enjoy watching. They do these weekly wrap-ups and they're really good with their reviews, and their monthly wrap-ups are a lot more condensed because they've done all their kind of like talking about the book in these. And I thought that this would help me with not only keeping my videos a little bit more condensed, getting my channel out there, getting more content out there, but also kind of helping me remember what my books are about, because the ones, especially at the beginning of the month, are hard to remember by the end of the month because I've read so much and I'm just like, that character was in what book again? Unless they really stick out, sometimes they can just kind of fall to the wayside, and I want to be able to bring you guys good content and sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So we're gonna give this a shot. So essentially what's gonna be happening is I'll be filming a wrap up every Saturday night and editing it and uploading it Sunday morning. And the wrap up will include the Sunday prior to that Saturday, everything reading related, channel related, anything in my life that affects my reading and things of that nature, or just anything cool I just feel like genuinely talking about. So this wrap up controls the days of April 3rd to April 9th, which is today I'm filming it, but I am going to stretch this one a little bit further, and I'm going to include April 1st and 2nd just because it's the beginning of the month. But from here on out, after this video, it'll only be Sunday to Saturday. It doesn't matter when the week will fall, or the beginning of the month will fall in. So without further ado, let's get started with what I have accomplished this past 9 days. So I have completed 2 novels, 1 novella. I am about 80 pages into a 3rd novel, and I'm about 25% into a Audible book. That's pretty impressive for me for 9 days. I'm actually quite pumped about that. So I am feeling really good about April right now. I'm sitting good. My Realmathon, I am getting the books I've been reading have been giving me some good point values. Go Team Ascana. Woo! Cold never bother us anyway, guys. Got you. And my SJM Along, the Sarah J. Maas Read Along, hosted by Jen over at Book Refuge. I'm on track for that, for the live show that's going to be on April 16th. So I am on track, ready to go for that. I'm just going to review a little bit more so I have some more stuff to say. I'm really pumped about that. It'll be my first time partaking in something like that, so really excited. So my read-alongs are going really well, and so far I am on track for completing my month. The first book I completed this past 9 days was Vigilante's Bride by Yvonne Harris. This was my book club book of the month for March. It was a carryover. I had read like 30 something pages in March, so the majority of it got read in these last 9 days. And this book was not what I thought it was going to be. Based off of the previous picks of my book club, I was expecting honestly, I was expecting like straight Brokeback Mountain with this. That's what I was expecting. And it was not that at all. Not at all. It gave me a really cool character. I did like one of the characters I read about, but the story, what it gave me was essentially the equivalent of a really nice date with no kiss at the door. If you ever had that feeling, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Like, that's what it felt like with this book, and it was just kind of a letdown. I wanted more from this book because I felt like it had a really good setup. It had a former vigilante who was trying to go straight, but he kept getting stopped at every single turn. You had a girl who was coming from Chicago, a mail order bride, to be married off to this big rancher guy who's a total ass. And she meets our vigilante, who is Luke Sullivan, and he holds up the carriage that she's in. He only takes a little bit of the money because he knows that this is, I think his name is Angus. I want to say his name is Angus. The guy that Emily is supposed to marry. He knows that this is Angus's carriage and doesn't care because he has screwed over his family at some point in time in the past, and he's like, I'm gonna get retribution. And Emily's in the carriage. He sees her. He kind of kidnaps her a little bit. I'm like, okay, all right, we got this going. We got a little vigilante, kidnap action. Okay, starting off good. But then he brings her to the orphanage that he grew up in, and she becomes a teacher, and then it turns into, like, Little House on the fucking Prairie. I was like, where is it? I don't know what just happened. This had a really good setup, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're not having to have anything to do with each other. We're not going to be associated with each other. We're not going to talk to each other. We're going to have all little 2 separate side stories, and then we're going to come together at one point in time, and you see Luke without a shirt on, like, once. He saves her, but, like, there's, like, no conversation, and then all of a sudden he's like, I really want to kiss you. Oh, please do. What? Did you seriously just ask her if you could kiss her? Now, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't do that, because in today's world, sometimes you have to. But this is not what I was expecting from this book. Like, I just was kind of dumbfounded. I'm like, what? Okay, so this is how it's going to be. And then, like, down the road, they're going to get married. What? Like, so much stuff happened in this book, but yet nothing happened in this book. So it was kind of weird. It was kind of a letdown of a book. So after I finished this, I was kind of just like, I need something that's going to, like, get me going, kick that fire in, because I cannot have a whole reading month of books like that. I can't. So I picked up Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. This was great. It's not 5 stars for me, but I can definitely see why this is a 5-star book. Sarah J. Maas did an awesome job with this book. I do have some problems with it, but for the most part, it was great. I had a really good time with it. I liked the setup of the story. I liked the idea of the competition, and I liked the love triangle that was started to be created. I am not completely done with love triangles. I am okay with love triangles still. They have not worn me down just yet, but this love triangle, it was really weird the way she was forming it. Like, I thought it was coming, and then she started saying, like, no, this isn't gonna happen. And then she kind of brought it back, and I was like, are we gonna have a love triangle here? Are we not? What are you doing here? What are you doing here, lady? I don't know what's going on. And then I got it, and I'm like, oh, we doing one of those. And I'm like, cool, let's bring it on. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that kind of back and forth after kind of being in it and utilizing a little bit. I enjoyed the back and forth of this love triangle, possibly being there, possibly not being there. But my fear is, and this is the same fear I have with every love triangle, because I always pick the wrong person. In love triangles, I always pick the wrong person. And I have a feeling I'm going to pick the wrong person again, because if there are teams on this, because I know this is not a new release, it's an older book. If there were teams on this, I am Team Kale. Team Kale. Dorian, I love the banter between him and Selena. I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. I like the spice that they give each other. But I just feel like Kale is the guy for her, because he can meet her on a different level. And also, he's the only one that actually kills anybody in this fucking book. This book's about an assassin, and she doesn't kill anybody. She kills, like, a demon-style dog thing, which is cool. But she doesn't actually kill anybody in this book. And I'm kind of like, how are you writing a book about an assassin that doesn't kill anybody? How do you do that? I mean, she talks a big fucking game. Like, there are multiple times in this book where she says, well, if I just move my leg here, you be dead. Or keep just glaring at me, because all I gotta do is get out of these handcuffs and, I gouge your eyes out and you would be thinking twice. Okay, well, bitch, fucking do it. Do it. Because I'm getting a little tired of you talking big and not doing it. Now, in Sarah J. Maas's defense, she did mention some times in the past where Selena was like total fucking badass, killing like 156 dudes. Sweet! Let me fucking see it! Let me see her kick some ass. Like, she seems like a smart, spunky, kick-ass kind of chick. Let me fucking see her do it. I want this. This is awesome. But instead, I get kind of a mouthy brat. Really. A smart mouthy brat, but still a brat. So that was kind of irritating. But I do like the setup that this book has given. I can definitely see some great things coming down the series, and I'm really, really excited about finishing the series. So I am super pumped for this read along. I am on board. Let's go. I cannot wait to pick up Crown of Midnight in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited about that. I'm pumped. Now, after I finished Throne of Glass, I immediately went and picked up Assassin and the Pirate Lord, which was the first novella of Assassin's Blade that I had to have read by the 16th. So on the 16th, we'll be discussing this book and Assassin and the Pirate Lord. And I liked this for how it set the story up. It kind of built the world. It gave me a little bit of that. I mean, I still believe that there's a lot more to this world than what I got here. So I'm ready for some more of that world building. But the little bit I got here, I'm good. It's on point. However, the story of Assassin the Pirate Lord, fucking love this story. I loved Selena in this. She was a little bratty again, but she was doing shit. She was creating plans, figuring stuff out. Still didn't kill anybody though. Still didn't kill anybody. But she was kind of a badass. The only thing I didn't even have an issue. I don't even say I have an issue about this, but it's something I definitely noticed. In the Pirate Lord, she says that she's 16. In this, she's 17. So you can clearly tell just by that statement that this was obviously beforehand. But even if they didn't tell you the age, even if Sarah didn't tell you the ages of these books, I feel like you could clearly tell that she is younger in the Pirate Lord than this. And I really enjoyed the fact that Sarah did that because the maturity level that she has. I feel like Selena in the Selena that we see in the Pirate Lord, she is no holds barred. She knows she's the best and she doesn't take any crap or any consequences, whatever. But in Throne of Glass, she only a year older, but she has a little bit more maturity. And this also could be the fact that she was enslaved for about a year. So that will definitely change you. But you kind of see her growing up just a little bit. Some of the choices she made, I don't think the same character in Assassin's Blade and Pirate Lord would have made those choices. So I'm glad that you got to see that difference of maturity level because you don't normally see that in books. You don't get to see it, that growth of the character so early on in the series. So I really did enjoy that idea and I was really glad that I got to see that and how that kind of worked out together. So, but those are both done. I am ready for that live show and I am ready to sit there and talk some smack about Selena. But yes, if there are teams, I'm claiming Team Kale right now. I like him. I think he's sweet. Dorian is a douchebag, but he's that sarcastic douchebag that you kind of love. Didn't like how the triangle kind of ended in this book, so I'm really hoping it comes back because I didn't like the ending of it. But I am Team Kale all the way right now. And I really hope that I'm right because I'm usually not. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. After I finished those two, I immediately started into The Winter's Promise by Christelle Davos from the Mirror Visitor Quartet. This is book 1. I am about 80 pages in. I'm right here. And this book's a trip. This book is interesting. So far, I have a lot more questions than I have answers, but I'm only 80 pages in. Our main character, Ophelia, can walk through mirrors. And they haven't really explained why. They haven't told me what bearing it has other than the fact that she can get away from her crazy-ass sister when her sister's trying to do a makeover on her. Like, that's the only benefit I've seen so far that the mirror traveling thing is working for her. So I'm really hoping that later on in the book, I will get that explained. the little bit of the world that I'm getting, it's a very, I think it's like modern day, but with a lot of magical realism aspects. I mean, she can walk through fucking mirrors, okay? And they have carriages that aren't pulled by horses, but they sound like they're pulled through by horses. She works in a museum, and she has this really cool power that if she holds a historical object, she can read the history of the object. And she's very talented at it. She can go back all the way to like the creation of the object, which apparently a lot of children that are born have this ability, but then they like kind of grow out of it when they hit puberty. She got caught at a very early age by a, they're called, what exactly is the word for them? They are called a animist, I want to say is what they are. Yeah, an animist. So she got caught by an animist who trained her to do this so when she went through puberty, she didn't lose her gift. And I thought that was really cool. They described her as this kind of mousy, librarian-y, very quiet, kind of emo-looking chick. And I'm cool with this because she has this really badass power. And I really like this idea because when I was in college, being a history major, loving history, I can speak from experience that when you hold something historical, it's really fucking cool. Like, to stand where this major battle took place, or this major event happened, or to hold an object that, you know, sank with the Titanic, or just anything cool like that, there's a feeling that comes with it that unless you do it, you don't really quite understand. And so I really just enjoy this aspect of this character. I feel like I'm really going to like this character. I feel like I'm really going to like this book. Right now, I'm 80 pages in. This thing is a 4 right now. I'm not saying it's a strong 4. It's more like a soft 4 right now. But I feel like it could get there. I need more from the world building to really start hardcore talking about this book. And the only other characters I've met, I don't have enough with them to kind of make an opinion about, but I like Ophelia because she has a little bit of attitude and she only puts up with so much, and she has her limits. And you've already learned that she does have some limits where she's like, no, I'm going to fight back on this, but I'm going to do it my way, not the way most people think I'm going to do it. And so I relate to her, and I like that. So I'm very pumped about this book. I'm excited. And I'm reading this book for the Peace Talks, which is going on this weekend. It's like a 48-hour readathon during the Realmathon, so I will get extra points for this book. This is also my Polar Fantasy book, so I get extra points for that. So this book is giving me some buku points, and I'm really pumped about it, so I have to finish it tomorrow by, I believe, 8 p.m. And I think I'll be able to do it. I know that sounds like that's a lot to read, but this thing reads really fast on top of it. So I feel like with already as much as I'm liking it, I'm going to be able to get through it fairly well. So pretty pumped about this one. I'm excited. And the other book I have to talk about is my Audible book. I started on April 1st. I like to listen to books while I'm at work. And so I started a new one, and I started Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyers. I'll insert a picture here for you guys. So little backstory, I listened to all the Twilight books on Audible. I've only physically read one book, and that was Twilight when it first came out a long time ago. And I hated it. I thought it was the dumbest book ever when I first physically read it. But then about 2020, I started listening to the Twilight books on Audible because my daughter was kind of starting to get into them, and I was like, okay, we'll listen to them Audible. Like, we were going to school, we listened to the car, and she started fizzling out. She would start falling asleep. But I kept listening to them, and so I completed them in 2021. In the beginning of 2021, I finished all of them on Audible. So then I picked up Midnight Sun, and I was like, no, I'm not going to start right into it. I need a little bit of a break. And I decided to pick it up in April because its listening time is like 25 hours. And I was like, I could probably use this for the entire month. So I focused more on my physical books than I did my Audibles. If you don't already know, Midnight Sun is Edward's perspective of, I believe, just the Twilight book. So book 1 of the series. And Edward is fucking whiny. That guy, god damn, he whines all the fucking time. I've been so much, he just wants to kill Bella the entire time. Like, he just wants to kill Bella because he's in so much pain. And it takes a lot, because I'm just like, God, he's complaining again. Yay, he's complaining again. Are you fucking serious? Really? Oh my God, could he be any more fucking emo? But at the same time, I'm learning some stuff that's making me look at Twilight in a different light, and I am kind of enjoying this experience a little bit more than I'm actually hating it. A perfect example is I just finished listening to Edward's perspective of the truck incident where he saves her. I finished that about Thursday. And so he goes home, and his entire family has seen him save Bella. And he goes home, and he is prepared to, I am leaving. You guys don't have to follow me. I'm going to go because I can't be around her and not kill her, but I can't be around her and not protect her either. I'm so torn and conflicted. And they're all sitting there kind of staring at him like, you're fucking retarded. You can't leave. If you leave now, it's going to look suspicious. And if you leave, you're the only one that can read people's minds. So we're not going to know that people are starting to get on, that are kind of starting to figure us out. And when I heard that, I was like, what? Wait a minute. And then they go into explaining, like, you're the one that kind of tells us when people are starting to get suspicious and kind of starting to figure us out that, you know, we're not normal. I never, when I was reading Twilight, even when I was watching the movies, suspected that. I never suspected Edward was a fucking spy. Like, didn't see that one coming. And it kind of took me, I was like, what? Okay, all right, thanks for that clear up. That was kind of cool. I was like, all right, maybe this isn't gonna be so bad. I really enjoyed that. I was like, because it never dawned on me, but it made so much sense because his gift, because of what his gift was, he was useful to the entire family as kind of like a line of defense. And I was like, that's so fucking cool. I never got that. So I really enjoyed that. But in the same breath, then we find out that Alice tells him that Bella's going to be a vampire. And I remember in Twilight, him not being told that until literally the end of the book. That's when I remember that, when she gets bit. That's when I remember she saying, it's going to happen, and we're just either let it happen or you have to stop it because it's going to happen eventually. I've seen it. That's when I remember Alice telling everybody. But apparently he's already known. He's known literally the entirety of Twilight that she's going to end up becoming a vampire. And I'm just like, then why the fuck did you preempt it? Why go through any of this shit? Like, you fucking masochistic ass. Like, you are literally putting yourself through pain for no reason. Because his reasoning is never, so far anyway, in the book, he has never actually given his reason for why he doesn't want it. He just, no, she can't have that. She has to live her life. But you want to be with her. I don't get it. Like, I never got that part either. And it's not any clearer now in his perspective. But thing I like about this, and I don't know if Stephenie Meyers is planning on rewriting the entire Twilight series from his perspective, but I would think if she did, she might have someone who wants to listen. Because I really like this idea of seeing the other side of the story. It's one of the reasons why I like Scarlett Sinclair's series of Hades and Persephone. I like reading Persephone's version and then Hades' version of the same story. I really, really enjoy that seeing both sides of the story. I think that concept is fantastic. She touched on it a little bit in Breaking Dawn when you have Jacob's side, and I thought that was the best part of Breaking Dawn. I loved it because, well, I was Team Jacob, so I really like to hear from Jacob's perspective. I thought it was cool, and he was funny. He wasn't whiny, he was funny. Edward, not funny, whiny. So where I'm at in Midnight Sun is Bella has just figured out that he is a vampire, and now the Cullens are kind of pissed because Bella knows, and she's trying to figure out, you know, like, how does he eat food and all this other stuff, and asking if he can go hunting. And he's like, no, you can never see that. Why? Why can't she see it? He doesn't give a reason. And that was one of the things I had a problem with Stephenie Meyer in the first place, was she wouldn't give reasons for some of her stuff. And when she did give reasons for stuff, it was kind of dumb reasons. Like, they weren't even viable. But then again, I can bitch and hate on Twilight all day long, but when it comes right down to it, it's a total guilty pleasure for me. I watch the movies still, even though they're bad. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things that I'm like, I'm always gonna watch. If it's on, I'm gonna sit there and watch it. I will never claim it's my favorite movie because it's not. The movies are horrible, but I will sit there and watch them. Just because I kind of they're guilty pleasures of mine. And so listening to Midnight Sun, although I do have to pause it every once in a while because I just get to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of you whining. You need to go away. You need to do something cool, do something badass, be a fucking vampire. You're a goddamn monster. Yes, you are. Quit fucking feeling sorry for yourself because you're like one of the toughest apex predators on the fucking face of the planet right now. Stop. You're being annoying. And I just go and listen to something else or do something else. But then I come back to it. I always come back because, you know, I just, in my own way, I kind of like it. I'm just as sad and pathetic, I guess. I don't know. But that's where I'm at with my reading this week. And I just filmed a March book haul. I'll link it down below. I just filmed that this morning and posted it today. So that's why you're seeing the same outfit. Yes. I decided to keep the same little top knot bun bow thing you got going on here with my hair. I don't even understand what's going on. But that's all I've got going on this week. Next week, so April 10th through April 16th, my goals are to finish this by Sunday evening, and then probably attack my classic and Go Trek and Felix. See if I can get those two knocked out, because then on, I believe, Thursday, I'm scheduled to film my Tome Topple Round 16 TBR, which I've already drawn the prompts for, and but I feel like I might be able to draw a third one. I'm going to try to draw a third one and see what we get, just for shits and giggles, see what we can do. And that's my goal for next week. But I am still going strong, and I'm looking forward to that live show on the 16th for the SJM Along. Really pumped about that. Looking forward to participating in that. I'm super excited. And yeah, so I keep looking over here because my TBR is sitting over here, so I'm looking at if there's anything else I have to mention. That's why I keep looking over here, guys. So that's what I got for you. That's my weekly wrap up, and I will see you guys all soon with another video. And you can expect to see, for sure, if you don't see one before that, you will see one Sunday, April 17th. So that's Easter Sunday. You will see a video for me in the morning. So I will see you guys all soon, and hope you're staying safe and getting some good reading done. Let me know what you guys have been up to. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a thumbs up emoji. I would really appreciate it. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.